So, so yeah, let's kick off tonight's training stroke discussion. What we're going to be talking about is build local and think global. Build local, think global. Now, before jumping in about talking about the topic tonight, those of you that don't know me or know Lucinda, maybe this might be your first call this evening. Lucinda and I, we've been part of Lifeway for 2.5 years now, and we joined in South Africa where there was not much happening. We were like the only two people running around talking about patches, and people thought that we were absolutely bonkers. They thought we were crazy.
What we were talking about and how does this work?
But I'm going to go a little bit back with myself in the network marketing industry. Those of you that don't know, the first time I joined my first network marketing company, I was 22 years old. This was back in 1997. Okay, now I'm giving my age away. I was climbing the corporate ladder. I was studying traditional marketing. So I was climbing the corporate ladder, going to classes, and really, really, really enjoying it. And what happened was I was driving home from work the one day, and I saw the signboard on my way home from work that said oral spray vitamins. And I thought, oh, goodness gracious, that sounds quite intriguing. So the one evening I saw that the lights were still on, and I turned my car around and I went walking upstairs. And I said, hi, my name's Chris. Can you tell me what is this all about? And they showed me the product. They sprayed it in my mouth. And I thought, wow, this is absolutely amazing. How do I get involved? And they said, well, oh, hang on, our load shedding kicked in. Give me a second, guys. Cool. Okay, we're back in South Africa. All right, we're back in South Africa. So I'm going to put the torches on, everybody. Just give me a second. There we go. Right.
Go.
Okay, now we feel right at home with the lights out. There we go.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so I thought I didn't know. I thought they were joking that they were actually going to do load shedding, and they kept to their word. So at least there is a schedule they do stick to in South Africa, to a T, and that is the load shedding. So there we go. Thank goodness we've got the UPS. Everything's plugged in. We're all prepared. You do what you have to do. So yeah, we've got the torches in front of us. Everything is all good. Okay, so as I was saying, I joined my first network marketing company at 22 years old. And what happened is I asked them, how do I get involved with this company and the product? And they said, well, it works through a concept called network marketing. And I said to them, network what? They said, network marketing. I said, well, I'm studying traditional marketing. I've never heard of this method before. And they said, well, this industry has been around for decades. And I thought, okay, tell me how it works. And I'll never forget, it was this computer, these little orange blocks, and they kind of like showed me my first compensation plan at the age of 22. And they said, well, you register and you get a kit and you get product. And I thought, okay, that's cool. And then you can sell it and you can make some money in your pocket straight away. That's retail sales. And I thought, okay, I understand that. I get it. And they said, well, you can actually register somebody else. You can sign somebody up. And whatever turnover they do, you can earn a commission. And I thought, yeah, I get that as well. This is pretty basic. And then they said to me, well, you get what you call a second layer, next level. And, they used to talk about the 5 by 5 by 5. I don't know if anybody that's been in the industry before, they spoke about the 525, 125. And when they said, the next people that sign people up, you get a commission there as well. I looked at them and I said, excuse me, say what? I get a commission as well. They said, yes. I said, and it goes another layer down and another layer and another layer. And I thought, oh my goodness gracious, it's like the light bulbs switched on. And I thought, oh my goodness, this is the way the whole world should work. Then days, that was like traditional old multi-level, uni-level network marketing, limited to 6 levels. And I still thought that was like the best thing since sliced bread. And at that young age of 22, I didn't have a clue what I was doing. I was completely what you call ignorance on fire. I was just running around, just sharing with people and building a massive team. And at that time, from 1998 to the year 2001 for 3 years. I built a team of only about 5,000 people at that young age. And at that stage, we could only sign people up in South Africa. So we were limited to only signing people up in your own country, which was kind of like at that stage, I didn't know any different. I didn't have a reference point to work against. So, I didn't worry too much about that. I just got on and did what needed to be done. And so at that young age, managing a very big team and, earning really good money just locally. And then, what happened was the owner of that company passed away, and his two children came in to run it, and they were not in the business before, and they completely ran it into the ground, and they destroyed the company within a year. And from there, I went into direct sales. I was selling security doors for a top 300 company in South Africa, did that for a decade. And then, as a lot of you know, from there, I ran my own international children's toy brand for just over a decade. And then a lot of you guys know the story of how I got involved in LifeWave. And this is the first time in my entire life that I am building an international business where we, as all of you know, LifeWave is in 87 countries around the world. But, it's not my first time doing network marketing, but it's my first time doing international network marketing, which completely changes the ball game. I come from the old school. Those of you that might have been in network marketing before, I come from the old days of flip charts and drawing circles and flip charts and drawing circles. There was no such thing as PowerPoint presentations. There was no such thing as Zoom calls. So the technology that we have right now in our hands, we are at probably the best
Opportunity.
the best place to be from a technology point of view
Yes.
to be able to build a business. If you think about when we wanted to do a meeting, we didn't just go onto a WhatsApp group and send a whole lot of people a WhatsApp and say, hey, we're having a meeting at this day and this time. Or if we needed to communicate anything, you could do it on WhatsApp or voice note.
Or even connect on a Zoom.
Or even connect on a Zoom. There was no such thing as Zoom. And this was old days of getting on the phone. I don't think there was even text yet. Like I said, I'm really giving my age away. We couldn't even text. We just had to make a phone call, and it was like Bush Telegraph. That's how we set up our meetings and built
I remember
everything.
you mentioned faxing things to people.
Fax, yes. Somebody asked me to send them information via a fax. Guys, I can see Dr. Ellie nodding her head. Yeah, Roselle. Yeah. So you guys remember faxes. My goodness, have we come a long way? And then I just have a look at the evolution of the cell phone. I mean, anybody remember the Nokia 6210? That Nokia 6210, you could drop that thing, you could drive over it with your car, pick it up, and you can still make a phone call. Those were different days. And so the evolution, I remember getting my very first smartphone. You want to talk about a thing called resistant to change. So if you look at where we are right now, the world is evolving, the world is changing. And, you have a look at what we have in our hands right now. This is change. X39 LifeWave patches are change. That disappeared to you. It's something different. And a lot of people are very resistant to change. And sometimes that's the objection that we come up against, where we come and talk to a person about a little sticker that you put on your body and it's going to do all that. And people look at you like you are absolutely crazy. That just comes from years and decades of programming and conditioning, because we were told that you take tablets and this tablet's going to fix you. And say, for example, you've got a certain ailment, you go to the doctor and they write you a script. And I think the funniest thing is, you take your piece of paper, you'll hand it into the pharmacy, you'll get your 6-month script. And people don't question it. They don't question it at all. They don't suddenly go, well, this tablet that you have recommended, can you tell me exactly why? And in that tablet, there's about 10, 20 different ingredients. I want the clinical trials. I want the scientific proof. I want the evidence. I want the case studies. I want all of that on each ingredient before I take that tablet. Human beings don't do that. So they'll very blindly just say, okay, we'll take the script from the doctor, hand it in, take the tablets. So here we're talking about something different. We're talking about change. So we're talking about a patch that nothing goes into the body. And now all of a sudden people want to know the clinical trials, the case studies, the science, the resources, the data, the patents, all that type of thing, which is very fascinating. But that all just comes from programming and conditioning. And they're not doing that to be funny. It's just that they are resistant to change.
It's new to them. It's interesting how we often use the example of our Wi-Fi. If we send a message or a photo to a friend or a family member, we don't really stop and wait and think, oh my gosh, how does this work? How does it just arrives on the other end, right? And it happens. So it's the same kind of thing for people also just to be open-minded to new technologies. I think we live in a beautiful era where we have gone through a lot of change and more new is going to come into this world as we carry on over the years. So very interesting.
I'm glad you brought up the analogy or the comparison to Wi-Fi. Because if you think about it, think about Wi-Fi or sending a WhatsApp message. If you think about the technology involved, what actually happens in the background there, it will actually baffle your brain. It will baffle your brain to think that you're sitting in one country, you take a photo, you send it from one phone to another, it goes to the other side of the world. I mean, look, it took us from Dubai to Johannesburg yesterday. It took us 8 hours in an airplane, right? You send a picture.
It's immediate.
It's normally an 8 hour flight at 1,000 kilometers an hour. This went from one device to another device in a split second.
Yeah.
And we don't question it. We don't think about it. But if you really think about what actually goes on in the background there, it is absolutely mind-blowing. So that just takes me back to the topic of resistant to change. I was so resistant to change. Guys, anybody remember the BlackBerry? Anybody here? Put your hands up. Who had a BlackBerry? Anybody? Yeah, okay. Good old BlackBerry BBM. BBM. Yes. We used to do BBM. That was the free chat.
Okay.
That was the first chat communication. Yes. BBM. And wow, dude, I absolutely love that. Now, so attached to this BBM. And then, yes, we were able to take photos and that, but smartphones came along. So thank you to Steve Jobs. Is Steve Jobs, hey?
Yes.
Yeah, Steve Jobs.
Smartphone, Apple.
Apple,
Yeah.
that's right. Yes,
Yeah.
he was the first person that came up with, obviously, smartphones as we know it. Now, I was resistant, guys. I got my first Samsung Galaxy S3. I think we're on S25 now. Yeah, S25. Now, guys, listen to this. People look at me and think I'm probably the most resistant person to change, okay? Because I just get out there and do it. I'm going to give you a little secret. I'm quite resistant to change. I took my SIM card out, I put it into the new phone, and I started playing with it. Do you know what I did? I took my SIM card out and I put it back into the BlackBerry and I put that smartphone of mine into the drawer. And that's where it sat for 5, 6 months. And only what happened thereafter is so many people were showing me how quickly they could get things done. And I thought, you know what? I need to get up to scratch. I need to get up to scratch. And you know what? I just did, the yucky part where you're like, this messy in the middle part, the change. I don't want to go through that. And that's similar what we go through in the business, in LifeWave. We need to do certain things that make you feel a little bit uncomfortable. And you just got to get through the yucky part. And then that's what I did, put the SIM card in. Guys, within a week, I could not go back to BlackBerry. So yeah, that was the good old days. But the last thing I want to talk about just quickly on the phones. Did you know that Nokia? So we were talking about Nokia, right? Did you know that Nokia, in its heyday, had over 90%? Well, they had 92% global market share. A company that had 92% global market share in an industry, that is pretty dominant, wouldn't you say? That's dominant. Guess what happened? The marketing manager of Nokia did not move over to smartphones. He said, touch screen phones are just a fad. They're going to come and go. Everybody will stick to buttons forever. And look what happened. Nokia they actually nearly went bankrupt. The marketing manager of that company was actually fired, and he was taken to court because of the amount of money that he cost Nokia. So, so that's where we are now. We're moving into a new era of technology, and that's what we have in our hands now with LifeWave, and it's just absolutely phenomenal to see what we've seen the last 2.5 years, and a lot of you that have been on this journey together with us. It's nothing short of a miracle. Every single day we wake up, we see on the groups, on the country tour we've done, the people that we've met. We have literally seen miracles, and I've seen some good products in my life, and I've never seen a product do what this product does for people. And here we are right in the beginning stages. I mean, you guys know the figures where, we're talking about where LifeWave was growing at a certain rate for 15 years, then came across X39, this little X39. Oh, there we go. This baby over here, this baby completely changed the face of LifeWave, as we know. Taking the company from number 4,000 in the network marketing industry 5 years ago to the number one in momentum. I mean, that is just absolutely phenomenal. We sitting with a company. This is what you call an anomaly. It's an anomaly, absolute anomaly.
Just crazy.
And
right, Dr. Ali.
It is just so exciting to be on this beautiful journey together with everybody right here in the beginning. And, I have a look at when Lucinda and I started 2.5 years ago. I'll admit it to everybody. It wasn't a walk in the park.
No.
It was not easy. The first 6 months, it was difficult.
Yeah.
It was difficult.
It was breaking ground, right?
Breaking ground, that's right.
We were still figuring it out. We often use the analogy that we were dropped in a forest and it's like chiseling our way through, On one of the City Hop tours, I used the example of we could hear the ocean, but we had to go inland to find fresh water to survive. So finding the direction was really something that we were constantly at and trying to do one step in front of the other step, not knowing what the outcome will be, not knowing where we would end up.
Oh, no, completely. People look back and go, oh, you guys are so lucky. And I don't understand the word lucky. It's more like you've worked hard. The harder you work, the luckier you get. That's a saying by Gary Player. And you know what? I'm not scared to say it was really, really, really a lot of hard work in the beginning. Like I said, that first 6 months, we were ignorance on fire. I did that again, not knowing everything that we were doing, but I was like SpongeBob SquarePants. Let me tell you something. I was just taking in as much information as I could, and I was learning. And when people say, yes, but you've been in network marketing before, I said, yes, 25 years ago. I was out of the industry for 25 years. That's, guys, 2.5 decades I was out of the industry.
And I was new to the industry. So it was also a challenge on that front for me. And I think what really kept us going was just a deep knowing that what this product can deliver to the world. And our believability grew, specifically also when we went to the bigger events and the upline that we connected with, and just, that helped us stay focused and steer the compass in the right direction.
Oh, completely.
And we made many mistakes, many, many, many expensive school fees. But we look back now and we really see that as learning and teaching. And that is now something that we can bring to you guys as our team and say, do this, don't do that, steer here, go there, try this. That's how our experience was with XYZ. Maybe use the same model or tweak it. Or here is a winning recipe we have now seen over the last 2 years. Certain things work, and we just duplicate that, and we keep on consistently doing the same thing.
Yeah, so in that first 6 months, we got a lot of rejection. 2 weeks ago, I signed up my 73rd personal. So that's people we have personally signed up, 73 people. And it's not a lot, because if you take 73 and you divide it into 2.5 years, it's 2.2 people a month, which is not a lot of people. And it's a lot of sowing the seeds. We do a lot of seed sowing. In fact, we get a lot of people that we spoke to a year and a half ago coming back to us now saying, are you still involved with those patches? Please give us more info. So, when a person says to you, no, they really mean not right now. And it's a case of sifting tomatoes. We're in the tomato business. We're sifting tomatoes, green tomatoes, red tomatoes, and rotten tomatoes. Those are the three categories of tomatoes: red, green, and rotten. And
maybe some pink ones here and there, right?
A few pink ones here and there. Now, when we're talking about a green tomato, if you don't want to pick a green tomato and eat it. Number one, it's not going to taste good. Number two, you're going to kill it and you won't allow it to properly grow. So when a person says, no, this is not for me, or I'm not interested, or there's quite a lot of resistance, don't worry too much about it. Just push that green tomato back and let it get a bit more ripe. And then whether it takes a month, 6 months,
some sunshine,
a year, even
some water,
2 years, then you only pick the tomato when it's ripe.
Yeah.
And then the rotten ones, I'll tell you what, the moment you see that, you push that out of the way immediately. Unfortunately, that's the beautiful thing. The amazing thing about this business is we work with people. And the worst part about this business is we work with people.
You want people to get to that beautiful moment of realizing what is in front of them almost on their own. I also often use the analogy of a sleeping toddler. If you have to wake the toddler, it's going to be very unhappy with you. You've just disrupted a dream, or wherever they were in their process of waking up. If you just leave them for another 5-10 minutes, they're going to probably wake up on their own, but they're going to be in such a better state of mind and observing and ready to take in information. And it's going to be helpful for them. So that's also a good way to sometimes look at it and just let them sleep until they're ready. We know this is not for everybody right away. Not everybody is as excited as we are, but their moment will come. We know our product is the future, and it will be a household name in years to come.
Oh, that's what I thought straight away. I thought when I signed up with LifeWave, and as you guys know, I was a five-day wonder. I was a 5-day wonder. Lucinda, 7.5 weeks. But in that time frame, we experienced what this amazing product does. I can honestly say on this call right now in front of everybody, LifeWave has given me my life back. If it wasn't for this product, I was in a hole.
I think that's for both of us.
That's for both of us.
Yeah.
I was in such a deep hole that I didn't think I was going to get out of it. And where my brain was mentally, emotionally, physically, just on every level. And I got excited. I mean, guys, I got my brain back after 5 days. Now, anybody that's sitting on the call here knows what brain fog feels like? I had brain fog. Yep, see all those hands going up. It's real. Guys, brain fog is real. It literally immobilizes you. And to think that my brain fog disappeared after 5 days, the excitement that I had that I was able to think straight was just absolutely phenomenal. And then that's where I started the journey. And I just got out there bouncing around like a little Duracell bunny, wanting to patch everybody, talk to everybody, excited as anything. And people out there weren't as excited as me. And I couldn't understand it. I'm like, what are you not getting here? What don't you see? Maybe my excitement was scaring them off. But it was just amazing to see the rejection that we went through. Um, you know, it's quite weird. People tend to think, well, you spoke to 73 people signed up. Mm-mm. We spoke to what, 600
Yeah,
people,
close on 700.
close to 700 people, which is not bad if you think about it. We spoke to 700 people and we got 73 people that signed up. That's 10% of the people we spoke to said yes and have joined the business. So that is, so think about it. You speak to 10 people, you're going to get one that's going to join. That's like immediately. And then the rest are just going to take a little bit of time because we are just planting seeds.
And those seeds will ripen. They will come fruit from your labors there over time.
No, of course, no, completely. And, so what I'm going to tell you now is not to impress you at all. What I want to say to you now is I just want to impress upon you what is possible. That's 73 people that I've personally signed up has just turned into 14,000 people. 14,000 people. Never in my wildest dreams would I have ever thought that that is possible. The only reason this is possible is because of a couple of reasons, actually. There's four things that you need to be able to succeed in LifeWave. Maybe if you want to write this down, maybe just get your pen out because I'm going to give you
powerful.
I'm going to give you a recipe. A recipe. Now, if you think about a recipe, if you want to bake a chocolate cake, for example, okay, yummy. Right. If you can give
We
me,
sort of missed Easter. I think we were supposed to have chocolate. I don't know what happened.
and you can just bring me cheesecake. So yes, we have our preferences. See, it's preferences in life as well. Not everybody's going to like what you want. Lucinda prefers chocolate cake, and I prefer cheesecake. It's completely normal. We don't have to agree. So sometimes you agree to disagree, but everybody's got their own opinions and choices, which is so important. But going back to baking a cake, if you get given a recipe, you get given a recipe to bake a cake. If you follow that recipe to a T, it's a tried and tested recipe. Somebody has done it before. They've turned it into a recipe, and that's what people have used to bake a successful cake. If you decide, you know what, this is too long, the oven must be preheated and we're looking at 180 degrees for an hour. And you think, I don't have the patience for this. I'm going to jack this oven up to 250 degrees and I'm going to put it in for half an hour. Yep, I did that when I was younger. I was very impatient. I used to do my baking and meringues and all that stuff when we were kids. It doesn't work like that. Good things take time, and we've got to have patience and perspective on everything and follow the recipe. And if it says put 5 spoons of cocoa, you put 5 spoons, 2 spoons of sugar, 3 eggs, a bit of flour. What you can do as you start doing it a couple of times, you can start to tweak it. So we're not talking about completely changing it. I'm talking about experiment, and you can change it 2 or 3 degrees, like Harvey talks about, where you just got to adjust things a little bit. You can definitely do that, and you can alter the taste of your cake, but it's not going to flop. It's not going to flop.
You've got the basics in place.
The basics in place.
You've mastered the basics. Then you add the Lindt chocolate ganache to your cake.
That type of stuff. Yes, yes. All right. So the 4 ingredients that you need, the 4 ingredients is number 1, you have to have belief in the company. You got to have belief in the company. Now, hands down, guys, we're talking about a 20-year-old company with David Schmidt at the helm, who has just received 3 weeks ago his 200th patent. How many people in the world do you know have got 200 patents? In fact, he's in the International Wall of Fame from a technology point of view. We're talking about, like I say, 20-year-old company, 200 patents, all the clinical trials, case studies, global company, 87 countries around the world. We can have, and we're number one in momentum in the industry. So that you can tick off straight away is belief in the company. Number two, you've got to have belief in the product. That is so, so important, is belief in the product. We were on a Zoom call earlier on with people in Dubai today, and they were saying, what do you recommend? What would you say the first step is? And I said straight away, you need to register and get onto the product. You've got to get into the product because you need to get into frequency. You've got to tune into the frequency of the product, because everything in life resonates at a certain frequency. This bottle, this is vibrations. This pen, every single thing resonates at a frequency, as do we human beings. And that goes like hand in hand. I mean, this is a topic for another day when we talk about making a name list, writing people's names down, and the art of taking pen and putting it on paper. It's all about frequency, and you manifest it and you put it out there. You write people's names down on a name list. You know how many times I've done that and people message you back and say, Chris, I was just thinking about you yesterday. Guys, try it. It is real. It happens. So, I can see some smiling faces. People have done that before. It's as real as anything. And have fun with it, guys. Have fun with all the synchronicities.
Play around, use different things to inspire you, and just put it out into the ether, into the world.
On the product, yes, manifesting is real. It's as real as anything. Oh, when I tell you what I'm going to tell you at the end from a manifesting point of view, oh my goodness, you guys are going to fall off. Oh, my word. I'm not going to tell you now. I'm going to tell you right at the end. You guys are going to fall off your chair when I tell you what I'm going to tell you. I'm still trying to comprehend what actually happened, but I'll tell you now. I'll tell you just now. Okay, so back on the product. Guys, people need to get onto the product and get into frequency. And there's no shortage of testimonies on what this product does for people. But going back, as we know, we've got to have realistic expectations, which is always so, so important. Make sure when you're talking to people, just don't forget the basics. Saying, we don't know what this product is going to do for you. It's not going to treat, heal, or cure any type of disease or ailment. We need to make that clear up front with the disclaimer. Everybody's body is different, and we don't know what's going to happen in your body. You might be a 5-day wonder like me. You might be a 7.5-week wonder like Lucinda. Some people could take longer, but we do know by continuing using the product, you're going to get a result, right? Okay, that's belief. That's number 2. Okay, then number 3 is belief in yourself. Yeah. Belief in yourself. Guys, that is the most important thing. You've got to believe in yourself. And yes, this world, we've been battered and bruised. Specifically the last 4 years, 5 years, this world got damaged. They tried to separate us. They tried to destroy us. But what's so amazing is you just have a look at LifeWave as an example. You look at this beautiful community of like-minded and like-hearted people all coming together. And it's like we're all these little coals in a fire, and we all come together, and all the heat just gets warmer and warmer and warmer. And that's where you start to get your belief in yourself. When you are interacting with people that are here to help you and support you. And that's what's so beautiful about LifeWave, is you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself, where you've got a whole support system in place and a structure to help you and support you. And when it comes to belief in yourself, that goes down to a word called self-development. Mm-hmm. Now, in the word self-development, it's not called development. It's called self-development, because in this whole process, you've got to add yourself into the equation, because that's why it's called self-development. And, my foundation, I read my first book when I was 18. I just finished school. The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey, then Unlimited Power by Tony Robbins. That was my journey. And I've probably, you can look at my library in front of me. I've got 300 books on self-development, and that's my foundation. And yeah, I've been to hell and back in my life. One day, when you want to, you can watch it on YouTube. It's called To Hell and Back, Still Smiling. Sometimes people that we were telling some people our story, they wanted to know quite a lot about us when we were in Dubai. Told them the story, and they said, "Oh my goodness, you shouldn't even be alive. I've got a much bigger purpose here." So my foundation is self-development. And I really urge that, guys. There's so much free stuff,
Yeah.
so many free
Just going
things
to
on
say,
YouTube.
once again, technology, things are free, things are available, and there's always another layer that we can strip down and take away and clear out and make space for new. So it's really sort of a great thing with network marketing that we can also add self-development. And as we grow and expand, we can accomplish more. And Chris and I can definitely say that we see this in our team, in ourselves, in people that we meet, our upline. So it's all there for the grabs, for the taking. I've actually, like Chris and I, have a little bit of a agreement, disagreement. So if I see new books that I want to sort of add to our library, then I want to buy them now and I'll read them later. And Chris is like, no, don't buy them now. I've got enough to read already. So it's that dynamic there. But I think grabbing those books and holding on to them and then referring back to them is one of our favorite things to do. One day we'll have lots of time to read. I pack the books when we go away, but we never open them.
Read 2 or 3
Good
pages.
intention, right?
But we listen to a lot of audios.
Yes, yeah.
And what we do is make your car your university on wheels. Guys, it's dead time.
Any
You gotta
travel
sit there in
time.
traffic. You
Yeah.
gotta sit there in traffic, well, and just listen to stuff, self-development while you're driving.
Yeah.
And then that's going to lead me to point number 4, belief number 4 that you have to have.
And this is a big one.
And this is a big one. Guys, this is a big one. You have to have belief in the industry. You have to have belief in the industry, which
100%
is
belief.
100% belief. Because if you leave any of those ingredients out, the cake's going to flop.
Yeah, you
The
need a
cake's gonna
full
flop.
spoon of each.
The full spoon, because a lot of people don't have belief in the industry. The industry's been around for 136 years. That's how long network marketing has been around for, 136 years. There's a lot of good, big, successful companies out there, very big companies. And what tends to happen is people get it confused, this beautiful industry with Ponzi schemes and pyramid schemes, all those horrible things that have been around that have damaged people. And it is so different to this industry, so different. Pyramid schemes are completely illegal. They don't even have a physical product. This is getting people to say, telling them to put $100,000 into a plan, and they'll promise you this return and all of that stuff. That's got nothing to do with network marketing. That is just like basic stealing money from people. And people have just got a wrong concept of the industry. And in fact, the Zoom call we had earlier on today, we were talking about the industry. And, network marketing is the fastest growing industry in the world today. And also, network marketing has made more millionaires than in any other industry in the world. And what's so beautiful about this industry, guys, is network marketing does not discriminate. Does not discriminate. Doesn't matter with you, old, young, man, woman, nothing. Does not discriminate. Anybody can do this industry, which is so beautiful. And this is the winning recipe. You put those 4 things into place. And those are the 4 things you have in place. That's where we started 2.5 years ago. And before I get to there, I just want to say hi, Christine in Dubai. We spent time with Christine. We did some intensive training with her. We went through the compensation plan. And
she was like a sponge.
She was like a sponge. She had question after question after question.
She did her homework. The questions were like deep. Yeah. Well done.
Just so nice meeting people around the world. And first Christine was like, I'm sorry, I've got all these questions. I'm like, no, don't be sorry. I'll welcome questions. I love it when people have got questions. Yeah. So looking forward to seeing you again soon, Christine, very soon. But so we started our journey obviously in South Africa. So here we're talking about building local, build local, think global. So what you must do first is, first set up your foundation basically where you live. And our very first meeting, just over 2 years ago, was in Sandy Feast's lounge in Johannesburg. Sandy Feast lived just up the road from us, and we had our very first physical meeting 2 years ago, and there were 4 people.
Yeah.
4 people sitting in a lounge. We didn't know what we were doing. We got the presentation, we plugged it into a TV, and guys, I was nervous. Oh, my hat. I was so nervous. I was like shaking on my words. I didn't know.
We didn't have any testimonies.
No testimonies. We just, except just our own.
Yeah.
Like our own testimonies.
And I remember how we patched somebody with a pain patch, and that was our testimony, right? They had almost immediate
result
on
at the
ice
meeting.
wave.
Yeah.
So,
and that's how we started. We just basically just pressed the buttons on the computer. I didn't even have a clicker for my computer. I had to sit there on my knees just about pressing each button there. And that's how we did our first presentation. Next week, there were another 4 people. Week after that, there were 6. Week after that, there were 12. The week after that, there were 18. Then we couldn't all sit in Sandy's lounge. We had to move to a guest house.
yeah.
And then we went to the next area. And guys, that's how we started. That's how we started. And, from there, then we went down to Cape Town and Durban and all the different areas in South Africa. So that's what we did. We started building locally first. And that's what we did. We did our city hop tour that a lot of you followed. We've been away from home for a very, very long time. It's quite weird being home. I've forgotten what it looks like. We've been living out of suitcases for the last couple of months.
Yeah.
And
it's been so much fun.
It's been exciting meeting everybody. I think we met about 450 people.
And that's you guys, the team, right?
Yeah, we started off in Bloemfontein, then we went to Cape Town, then we went up the coast, and we went up Hermanus and Mossel Bay and Plettenberg Bay, Port Elizabeth, and then what do we do after Port Elizabeth? Tata, KZN, yes. And then we got home. And then, as you guys know, we were home for like 2 days, and then we hopped on a plane, and then off we went to Dubai. So, guys, let me tell you something about Dubai. My goodness gracious, the pictures and the videos that you see do not do this city justice. It is on another level. Anybody that saw the pictures on Facebook, we went up the Burj Khalifa. Yeah. 154 stories, the tallest building in the world.
The service, the excellence,
the everything, another level. And guys, 2.5 years ago, I couldn't even put petrol in my car. 2.5 years ago, I could not even put petrol in my car.
And we never thought dreams like that could come true. So
2.5 years ago, we were literally 2 months away from getting evicted from our home. That's how Lucinda and I started 2.5 years ago. And we just grabbed this with both hands, and we saw the dream, we saw the vision. When we went to the first convention, which was in Tampa, that was the very first, this is it, convention run by Steve and Gina Merritt, who are our upline mentors and friends. We went to their first convention in Tampa. We were 9 months into LifeWave, 9 months. Guys, that was that little bit of money that we were building up. And we spent, I said to Lucinda, if we do this, we're going to arrive in Tampa broke. Do you know that?
Yeah.
And Lucinda said, how broke? I said to her, like,
coffee.
And we might have to share a coffee.
Yes.
Guys, we got there with like no money. We spent, for us, it was a lot of money. That was our life savings.
We still had, I had to get visa. Yeah, plus airplane ticket.
We spent that last bit of money. And when we arrived in Tampa, we were broke. We didn't have any money. We
were waiting for the next paycheck to come in.
Yeah, we went 3 days. We were eating biscuits. We were eating those Ritz crackers. We bought a box of Ritz crackers. Guys, we were eating plain Ritz crackers for 3 days.
And now we laugh about it.
We laugh about it. We got to the convention, and I was looking at the coffee going, I'd love to have a cappuccino. And I stood around long enough, and people saying, no, you guys are from South Africa. We reckon, yes. Oh, let me buy you a coffee. I'm like, thank you. Not thinking we can't afford the coffee, but we were like, thank you for the coffee. That's how we started. And guys, when we went to that event, we had a paradigm shift.
Yeah.
We had a paradigm shift. We came
Yeah.
back and we had
No money in the world could give us that experience. Like it was so worth it.
and we had
So
the
worth
tools,
it.
and then we
Yeah.
knew what we had to
And the
do. And
people that we met and just the energy that we shared and the frequency that we were in and the community and the love that not just this is it stands in and the integrity that the company stands in. Seeing David on stage for the first time was just like next level. And we share all of this with you guys so that wherever you are, and you might have a dream and it feels like, oh, I'll never get there, or it's totally out of reach. Just keep your eye on the ball, put your blinkers on, do the work, stay focused, and it will come.
yeah,
It will definitely, if you can dream it, it's yours. All you have to do is put in the effort and the work, and it's within reach. If we can do it in 2 years, then anybody can do it because now the foundation is in place. Everything is there at your fingertips. Run with it.
yeah. And we guys, we know different to
Mm.
anybody else on this call. We know different. We breathe the same air. We got the same red blood running through our veins, and we just made a decision that we were sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Yeah.
Anybody know that feeling? Sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Yep.
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 That's the point where we got to. And there's a saying that says it's called the gift of desperation. It was a gift.
And then this beautiful opportunity stepped
Yeah.
into our lives.
Having
We
our
had-
backs against the wall. It wasn't nice, guys. Trust me.
No,
We know what it's
not
like.
easy.
Was having your back against the wall. It is not easy. It's not nice. A lot of people know that feeling. And that just made us go, you know what? We've got to make this work. And we did. And just the amount of amazing things that we are doing on this planet, the amount of people that we're helping. Guys, put people before profit. Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
You put the people first, the business will follow, the money will follow automatically. So getting back quickly to Dubai, oh my hat, oh my hat, oh my word. Wow, wow, wow. That's all I can say. It's absolutely amazing. Beautiful country, beautiful people. In fact, like I said, we've got Christine on the call right now. We met Christine for the first time a couple of days ago. And it's such an honor and privilege having you on our call this evening. And guys, just the excitement. Christine, you can actually feel her vibrating. She actually shakes from excitement. And being in contact with her, it rubs off. It rubs off. And we gave her the biggest hug ever. Cannot wait to see her again. And guys, it was different for us. You're going into a new country you've never been to before. You see the lay of the land. It's a different country, different culture, different mindset. But the people are friendly. The people are friendly, and everybody was so receptive and open to this product.
Yeah.
Because listen, it's still brand new around the world.
Yeah.
Never mind just like here in Dubai. This is still brand new, hot off the press around the world. And going to the top of that Burj Khalifa tower, I've always had that dream. I used to watch it on TV. Guys, you know the New Year's Eve when you see all those fireworks going off on that tower? I watched it and I thought, I would love to one day go to the tower, but just plain old Chris, I'll never have that opportunity. That would cost too much money. I don't believe I could achieve that.
What would even get us to Dubai?
What would get us there? And this is part of the dream. This is part of the journey of what is possible. And guys, what I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to completely fall off your chair. So, the upline support that we have, this is, where we met Harvey and Olga Solis. Harvey and Olga have been important role in our lives. They've played an important role on our journey. And a lot of you guys have met Harvey and Olga, the most beautiful, amazing people. Their uplines, Mark and Sahi Hernandez, their uplines, Stephen Gina Merritt, the most amazing, beautiful people in the world, which we cannot wait to see in the next couple of weeks. And the story that got me into LifeWave was what I'm going to tell you now. George, as you guys know, saw me on the Zoom call, told me I look like shit. He got my attention. I replied back to him. I said, thank you for the compliment. He said, you don't look good. He told me about the patches that went over my head. Guys, George sent me 21 messages. 21 messages in 6 weeks. Thank God George was as persistent as he is. And George sent me a 6.5 minute voice note. And guys, in that 6.5 minute voice note, George just shared two testimonies with me. One, a friend of his that lives in France that had tinnitus, ringing the ears for 40 years. Got onto the product, his tinnitus disappeared. Lucinda had tinnitus for 4 years. George didn't know that. Then George told us about Alex. Now, Alex is Harvey and Olga's son. And Alex, as you guys know, has autism. And they flew Alex to Dubai, not one, not to Mexico, not once, but twice for stem cell injections. And as we know, it didn't work. And then Mark and Sahi sent them a sleeve of patches, and Alex's life completely turned around. When we were in the USA, we met Alex.
For the longest time, Alex's story was one of the testimonies that I used everywhere I went until I felt I had my own testimony that was strong. So it was really a story dear to our heart, and also the changes that Alex went through over time was something that we followed, right? I remember the visit that we had with them in New Jersey, where they were playing at the swimming pool in around the garden, and I saw his little patches, his burn marks on his back, right, where the sun has kissed him, and how he's then gone through different developments and going to school on his own, tying his own shoelaces, brushing his teeth, being able to travel with Harvey and Olga, and the family's quality of life just improved day by day. Till today, there's always something new that he's doing. He's now saying words and sounds, and it's just truly remarkable. So a story very dear to our heart.
So we're in Dubai, and I will give you an update on Dubai now, but we were setting up meetings. So we had public meetings in Dubai. We met a lot of people, and we're going to start. Somebody asked, I think it was Carol, was asking about Dubai. So we're going to be setting up public meetings, open meetings. We're putting all that together at the moment. We've got a Dubai group that we got set up. That's for people that live in Dubai, and we've got quite a few people on there already. So we will keep the community updated. We went to a whole lot of different venues, guys. The first one we went to, nice coffee shop, but my goodness gracious, it was upstairs. It was loud. The coffee machines were going. We couldn't hear anything. I was talking at the top of my voice, and the people couldn't hear properly.
Teething problems.
Then we went to the other coffee shop. That was really nice as well. But then the third one, oh my word, we found the right one. It is quiet. It can take about 50, 60 people, closed off at the end, big screen. Everything is all set up. It's called Benny Max in, what's the area called again? Town Square.
Yeah.
Beautiful venue. So we're looking into that. And
we just need some presenters to step up. Christine
presenters. So
we have a venue.
Beautiful venue in Dubai, and we'll have meetings once a month.
Yeah.
And then we'll have all the other private events. So we'll keep everyone updated on that.
Anyway, back to Alex.
Just before we're going back to Alex. So I signed up my friend Chantel. Now, Chantel and I, we went to school together 35 years ago. Chantel signed up with LifeWave a year and a half ago with me. She signed up. She did nothing, absolutely nothing for a year and a half. She was dormant. She was like a naughty stem cell. She was like a naughty, dormant stem cell. So, guys, some of your people that you've got signed up, they're not dead. They've gone dormant like a naughty stem cell. You just got to get them reactivated, right? So, Chantel took a while to get activated. So, Chantel signed Jackie up. We got going. Chantel got excited. Jackie got excited and said, please come to Dubai. That's how we ended up getting to Dubai. So we had all the meetings. We met everybody. We're going to get the structures in place. And we also met with Paulo and Liliana, who are SPDs from Portugal. And they now
relocated to
Dubai. So we're going to be partnering up and collaborating with them. So we're going to have power meetings. So anyway, on the last day. So yesterday morning,
Yes.
guys.
Before we have to be at
in
the
airplanes,
Yeah,
airport. We're
early
going
in
to
the
be
morning.
at the airport at 11:30 to leave, but we still had a meeting on the last day. So we woke up at like 5 o'clock in the morning, and then
Finish
we
packing.
finished packing in the car, and we were at the school at 8 o'clock to meet with the principal and the owner and parents of a school for special needs, children with autism. And there's about 75 children in the school. So Chantel organizes this, right? Now we're going there to talk about special needs and children with autism and the results that children have had on the patches, right? Now, the story that we have is the story of Alex. Now, Alex's name could have been one of how many human beings have got human being names are there on the planet?
Boy
20
names.
boy names, 20,000 boy names, right? At least. Then you go to a school, there could be 20,000 boy names. So anyway, we're sitting there and we're waiting. We're waiting for the principal, and we're busy talking about Alex to the assistant. And as we're talking to Alex, I sit up and I looked up at the coffee mugs.
The lady came in.
Oh, you can't
and
see on my
she-
phone.
yeah.
Ah, damn, you
Okay.
can't see. Okay.
Just hold it like further back, I think.
It's blocking my head.
Okay.
You can't see it on the phone.
Okay, cool.
Anyway, the picture that I've got in my hand right over here is where the water bottle is and the kettle, and there's a whole lot of mugs that are all hanging up.
So the lady comes in and she says, would we like coffee? And it's the first time that we actually focus our attention to the coffee station.
We looked at the coffee station, and there's a whole lot of mugs there, and there's one mug that's got a name on it, and the name on that mug said Alex. The name on that mug said Alex. Guys, my whole body just went into
No
goosebumps.
other mugs with
No
names
other mugs
on.
with names, nothing.
Pictures of different things, just one mug.
With the name Alex on, and we were talking about Alex. So, guys, that's what I'm talking about. I've actually got goosebumps now telling you the story. Sure. Lucinda got tears in her eyes. This is what we talk about when we're talking about connecting with the frequency, tapping into the frequency of what we have. These are the synchronicities that are going to come up in your life. That's the signs, and you're going to get guided. Chantel, she sent me a message today. She said she has not stopped telling people about Alex. What is it? Alex on the mug. So now she calls it Alex on the mug. And and it's just such a beautiful story of how a friend of mine, his name is Darren. He lives in Israel, and he's got a shaven head, and he's got a long beard, and he wears his white robe. And I was on a Zoom call with Darren about 2 years ago, and he goes, he strokes his beard. He goes, Chris, what you got to do? He's got the long beard. You got to join the dot. Just join the dot. And I'll never forget that. He says, join the dots in life, because everything is connected like a little spider web. And we just got to be awake and aware of our surroundings to be guided, and join the dots, and you'll know that you're going in the right direction, or you're in the right place.
And also just going with the flow, because at the end of the day, this ended up being a very small, intimate meeting with literally a handful of people where we expected much more. But this was the right people that was ready to hear this. And not only did we touch the school with special needs, but we also touched the teachers that were there and the professionals that is running the school, meaning this product can help for them. There were some pets mentioned that will be getting help from the patches. So overall, we were going with the intention of helping special needs school, and it expanded even bigger with a very small amount of people. So just also go with the flow, and it's never about the quantity of people that arrive. It's about the quality of the right people that are the red tomatoes that is ready to listen to this and take it further, that are open-minded towards this.
Yeah, completely. So last thing we want to talk about tonight is our event that we're having.
Yes.
That is going to be on the 7th of June.
Yes.
Did you guys see the message on the group I put out today?
Who is joining us
Sarah,
on the 7th? Give us a
Sarah,
thumbs up or a yes in the comments.
Sarah Kumalo.
Yes.
Sarah Kumalo will be a guest speaker at our event. Oh my goodness gracious. How exciting is that? The first African lady to climb Mount Everest and reach the peak of Mount Everest. Oh my goodness gracious. That
How
is
motivating is that?
so
going to be to
exciting.
listen to her.
He's going to
Wow,
be our guest
can't
speaker.
wait to hear the story.
And as you guys know, we've got Javi and Olga, which are going to be there.
Yep.
We've got George.
George.
And on the call right now. Ding, 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 ding. Dr. Ellie from the UK.
Can't wait.
Coming to South Africa for the first time.
Yay.
Cannot wait. Dr. Ellie, tell us what an event does. Let me ask her to unmute. What does an event
Attending an
do?
event, yeah.
Attending an event is crucial to your own motivation and to your business growth. Getting people to come to an event, you will be able to see who to spend time with, who to invest your time with, because they will come to events. Even coming to trainings like this, you will find the vast majority of the people you bring into the business won't come to this. But those that do are the ones that you can spend your time with. So you do need to be selective because some people don't have that self-motivation. But if you can get them to an event, that will motivate them. And especially the in-person ones. It's a game changer.
Yeah.
Really, really important. And I'm so excited to be seeing a whole load of you in person in June.
Cannot wait. Round the corner.
Very
It'll be your
excited.
first time in South Africa. And thanks for coming. We really appreciate it. Thank you. And then, that's on the event. Amazing lineup. Any of you guys that haven't seen the venue that we've chosen, it's going to be like a cinema, 464 seats.
So you'll be comfortable
Very comfortable.
while you absorb all the wisdom and the wonder and the insights and the knowledge.
I'm working on the lineup this weekend, and I'm putting everything in place. And guys, I'm handpicking some speakers that have got people you haven't seen on the stage yet. New speakers are coming up that you've never seen, and these guys are going to knock your socks off. We've got an amazing lineup coming up. So, tickets are selling fast.
Yep.
First come, first serve. Once it's full, it's full. So if you haven't booked your ticket, guys, please make sure you've booked your ticket, and we'll keep everybody updated on the numbers.
Try and make a plan, speak to your upline, chat to people. This will change your life. Like we spoke about the first time we went to the US at the This Is It event, we came back, changed people. And the investment that we made in ourselves and for our team and the growth and expansion that we experience is literally, I can't even actually put words to it. It just leveled us up. It gave us a conviction, believability in the company, in the product, in ourselves, in the technology, on so many levels. The people that we meet, when you come to an event, and a lot of you on here has been to our previous ones, encourage your new brand partners to give it a consideration. And if I can't make this one, at least work towards the next one. The connectiveness, the time that we share in a room together, the dinner afterwards, the just sharing and the meeting, the community, the culture that we stand off, that energy is what's going to feed you on the journey ahead and get you closer to your dreams. So we really want to encourage everybody to join us there. We are super excited. We cannot wait. And it's a couple of weeks away. So a lot will be shared as well as we go on, but it's just going to be one of the best events. And like we said, we're doing one a year now. So it's really, really worth your while to come through and make it happen.
Awesome. All right. So keep watching the groups. We're going to keep everybody updated with everything. And it was so awesome just spending time with you guys and just giving everybody an update where we're at, and just sharing our story from our heart with everybody. A lot of people haven't had time to get to know us, and we want you all to know that we are here. We're here to help you. We're approachable, and we're here to help you on with every step along this exciting journey. So lock arms with us and let's make magic together, and let's change the world together, one
Yes.
person at a time, one patch at a time.
And there's exciting things to come. We are going to Nelspruit, White River this weekend coming on the next weekend, the 3rd, sorry, got my day stick. And then some of you might know, we are going out to Germany, to Munich, for a 2-day training on the compensation plan enhancements. That's going to be super exciting. And all I can say is the little bit that we've heard is it's positive, it's even better, it's going to knock your socks off. So be ready for change.
I forgot about that. Thanks for remembering.
Open for something amazing that's coming. This company only wants the best for the brand partners. David Schmidt is already a millionaire. He's making enough money. He just wants to sit in his lab, and he wants us to benefit. And this is going to be revolutionary. It's going to be as amazing as the product that we hold in our hands. So be ready for that. We're going to get the training firsthand, and we will be sharing this as soon as we are allowed. So it's really an honor and a privilege as well to be going. I think there's a handful of us doing this. We are then in a couple of weeks flying over to the US, where we will meet our US team members and upline at the Utah head office. So that's what this is it, and some more training. So we're really, really going out there and finding everything that you guys need to just do this business the best way you can. So, and even when we travel, no, this is all business. We had somebody else that said to us, "Did you enjoy your holiday?" And I was like, "Chris and I,
Holiday, what?
holiday." We'll do that at the end of the year. So no, this is all business. And yes, it's hard work. And sometimes we wish we would be at home for longer. But it's really just such a great experience, and we're learning so much, and we're bringing all of that back to you guys. So
Awesomeness.
good.
Thank you, guys. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and see you on the groups. Enjoy your long weekend coming up. Stay
Take
safe.
care.
Love you all.
Love you.
Good night. God bless. Good night, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye, everybody.